this was the weirdest. I had no idea what was going on here. Kip Sabian told a cameraman that he had no idea what he thought the big deal was. Sabian said everything was fine and then entered a room where Miro was eating an apple.
He walked right into a slaughter.
Miro threw the apple at Sabian, choked him with a garage door chain, and beat the out of him.
Out of him.
Miro told Sabian it was time to pay his dues, and Miro slammed the door in Sabian's left forearm. Well, what did I miss here?
I'm confused too. Like, why is he mad at him? I don't know.
Why did
Miro, at the end, he hugged him and said he forgave him.
Miro has been looking for him since the arcade match. I guess Kip hasn't been on the show, in storyline hasn't answered his calls or whatever.
Are you serious?
Each week he's been getting progressively madder at this guy for not responding to him, and now he just showed up like dude, and Miro beat the shit out of him. What I'm saying is.
I'd like to say that nice shirt with the flowers and the butterflies that this guy was wearing, Kip. What an uninteresting character, dude.
And plus, dude, if they're working towards Miro versus Kip Sabian, how can it be anything but a 3-minute whooping? How can they have Miro potentially...
he's been literally there since day one, right?
Yeah, Kip was one of the guys they brought out at the press conference.
He's not over a lick.
No.
Go ahead.
No.
But I'm saying they have to have Miro beat his quick. They should not have a match where Miro, treats this guy as a threat or even sells for him. I mean, if they want to push him.
I would just have Miro go ham, beat him up.
He's got to.
Spend the night with his chick, break all his video games, put a foot in his and while he's at it.
Stop a mud hole in his to walk it dry.
Get him out of this. Get him out of this. Dude, he's been stuck with Kip Sabian since he debuted. It's like a year already.
That's another one of AEW. They have another guy, Miro, that if they would have brought him in right with this stupid they wouldn't have to rehabilitate him.
Who actually thought...
That's a running theme, isn't it?
That's
a running theme.
Who actually thought...
He's got to go.
That putting Miro in that gimmick with that kid was going to do anything but just diminish his value.
And
I thought that was going to elevate him to like
the video game element of it too.
Yeah, and the wedding and the bachelor party that never took 9 months to take place or whatever.
Weren't they in a match called Arcade something?
Arcade
where they
Anarchy.
broke a video game. I mean,
Well, wasn't he supposed to be? Wasn't he supposed to be setting up a bachelor party with the guy that cheated Donkey Kong or something?
Yeah,
what was that?
That was one of their first skits. Yeah.
Like if this angle would have been like a couple of weeks, and then Miro would have just snapped and killed everybody. But this has been 8.5 months.
It's a year almost. Right.
Started. Yeah, terrible.
And payoff. Everything they've done has been brutal.
And to me,
really.
I don't know if you guys agree or not, but when I see him now, Miro still as Rusev or whatever, he still comes across like a big star, way more so than a lot of these guys do. They should have treated him like that, and hopefully we're going to get there this year because he should be up the top of the card, dude. He's good.
They do. They figure it out after a year and a half.
Tony Khan.
This guy went from wrestling. He went from wrestling John Cena at WrestleMania to
Arcade Anarchy.
This is an escalation of his career.
We forgot. I guess they had earlier in the night. We forgot to talk about this. He had a video package on 10 to get us to care about his match against Darby.
They got it. You're right, and they got to get the mask off that kid and anyone who's associated. How can anyone that's a casual fan flipping through they're gonna take a match between Darby Allin and 10 seriously?
It's the main event. They put this guy
it was
in the main event.
Yeah,
the main event.
I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen because there's no competition now, and these shows are just they don't care. They'll just write a show that they think enough of their fans will like.
Well, but he's supposed to be their muscle, and
big boy.
His voice does not sound impressive or imposing.
Yeah, he's a big fella. I mean, he's
just
anyway.
Think of somebody who'd never seen or heard of AEW before was watching. Oh, what's this new wrestling show? Who are the guys in the main event here? It's Dark Order's 10.
Skinny skater.
Against little Darby Allin, yeah. And not now he's been in the main event defending the TNT belt for 5 shows in a row now. So I guess it's if we keep putting him in the main event, he's a main event.
Here's the funniest part of all. I actually read this in Meltzer's site. He said that in ratings, Darby Allin and Raquel Gonzalez do very good numbers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? He hasn't really done anything. Maybe,
but nobody does. First off, nobody does very good numbers.
Well, I guess
nobody's doing very good numbers
by today's standard, maybe.
Well, I'm sure that if 100,000 people watch your segment and watch the previous segment, and yours gets 400,000, to them that's a big increase, and that's probably what he's going by on. But I just thought that we knew he was going to win. And now they're trying to rehabilitate him, too, because he never wrestled in the first year, right? And now, if you notice, every week he's wrestling.
Yeah, every week he's the main event, because if he's in the main event, now he's a main eventer.
Are they just trying to get that belt kind of over as like every week you're going to see this title?
Because it's been
Joe, I want you to do this.
It's been this since Cody held it. Yeah.
Go to ProWrestlingTees.com.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, by the way, you got to finish this show. So Sting, who's out there protecting Darby from interference, let's Ethan Page interfere. Sting didn't right behind his back. Sting didn't see the escape. But then Darby, they do a couple false finishes, and Darby beats him in a match that was not in question. Afterward, Vance helped Allen to his feet, and Allen held up the Brody Lee armband and then had a moment with Vance. They showed replay footage for a second, then Vance was gone. Ethan Page distracted Allen and Sting, then Scorpio Sky attacked him from behind, and Sky put Sting in a heel hook while Page forced Allen to watch. Lance Archer and Preston Vance ran out, causing the heels to flee, and Jake Roberts stood on the stage and watched as the show went off the air.
Oh, my God. What are they doing with Jake? What is going on here?
Lance Archer is like, I just can't help but laugh, because it's almost like, oh, this is a time I could run out there. Like, that's all he ever does is come running in, and here comes Jake 30 feet behind, and really doesn't do much, but he's supposed to be this big everyone's everybody's
I realize now that they've been on the air about a year and a half, and they just tell the same story over and over again. For a year and a half, Archer's been going, I'm crazy. I'm going to everyone up. It's going to be nuts next week. I'm going to everyone up. You'll see. I'm going to do it every week.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's good to see that they had such a good follow-up to that pointless Sting and Luchasaurus getting in the scrap last week, too, right? Like what was the point of that?
The slow dance to the back? No,
they did the saloon dance?
Yeah.
So that was it's very hard watching wrestling these days.
Well, next week
over 4 days of TV.
You forgot to mention when the referee climbed on top of the RV.
What was she doing there? Yeah, exactly.
So they were fighting. Yeah, so we missed all that.
That's annoying as man.
That was the worst thing.
So Cody and QT had a brawl out by the truck. It was not a good-looking brawl. They were having a brawl, and Cody's hitting him with forearms in a street brawl. I mean, what the F are these guys doing? They're throwing smoke and haymakers if it's a street brawl. I don't know.
Right.
And then they put him in the figure four on top of the truck, and then the ref just cut away.
And the ref just climbed up there for no
reason. What's she doing there?
Yelling at them to try to
why is she up there?
The funniest thing was, Cody had QT in the figure four, and Aubrey was there yelling at QT.
Yeah, stop doing it.
There's QT Marshall.
I've seen some stuff online of people pointing out when that particular referee is almost trying to get her in, like really goofy facial expressions, stuff like that. And that's what I thought. Like, what the hell is she doing up there? She's going to break it up, or he gave up. It's over now.
I don't understand.
My wife and son were in the room when that was happening. And they're like, "Why is the referee on top of the bus?" And I'm like, "I have no idea."
Right.
She'd count to three.
This is not a match.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
like,
why would
his
she
match
be up
already
there?
ended. This is a aftermath where two guys are fighting the street, and she just goes up on there like for what?
Yeah,
there's a lot of
recount.
There's a lot of positive.
Pull up, Joe.
Nothing says street fight like putting somebody in a hold.
Yeah, the referee.
Pull up ProWrestlingTees.com, Wrestler's Teacher. Go to the Dark Order site.
Okay.
But pull it up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
The Dark Order is, it's distracting to me what the numero uno or whatever that guy's name is looks like. He's just this like pasty white. Yeah. He just looks like some weird guy that's into S&M or something like that. It's very odd looking.
Like a fat Mark with a belly to put a mask on. And they threw the guy out there on TV. And he's like, he's a leader of one of the factions that gets like more TV time than any group in wrestling today.
It was supposed to be him and then his partner. That was supposed to be the top guys in the group, and they never wrestle.
No.
Joe, do you have it up?
Stu Grayson.
Yeah, 1 sec.
Yeah, that's it. I can't never remember his name.
Stu Grayson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But again, like last week, they calmed down a little bit with the factions and the stables this week compared to usual. Like it wasn't.
You noticed too in that match when Sting walked. He like backed every single member of the group up. He just walked towards them. He had no bat, no anything, and they all just backed up and moved out of his way.
Well, JR covered it. He goes, "Well, they must really respect Sting, otherwise they'd be jumping right now."
Yeah. Yep.